This video is going to be talking about politics and the media, how they are linked, and why they are important. In democratic political systems, citizens of a country are given the right to vote for who they would like to have in power in the government. People will vote for a certain politician based on that politician's values and political ideologies, which may correspond to their own beliefs, whether they have more authoritarian views or if they have more libertarian views. But how do politicians convey their own opinions to such a wide audience? To communicate these beliefs and ideas to citizens, who are potential supporters and voters, politicians use the media. The media refers to any communication outlets which allow information to be widely shared and spread amongst communities. Examples of this include newspapers, television, radio, and more recently, social media platforms, such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. So, how does the media relate to the political system? The media is a very important element of the political system, as it has the power to provide information to citizens which could possibly change or influence their beliefs. And these people are the ones who will then go out and vote for how and who the country will be run by for the next few years based on these ideas. You might be thinking, if politicians have so much power, who will keep them honest and hold them accountable for any irresponsible behavior they may have? Well, building on the traditional concept of the three estates, which are groups that support and influence the political system, the media is often referred to as the fourth estate, the first estate being the clergy, the second being the nobility, and the third being the commoners or civilians. Its intended role is to hold those in power accountable, calling them out if they do anything questionable or immoral and reporting it to the citizens. For this reason, it is crucial that the media shares objective and real facts to their audience. However, this isn't always the case. For example, one of the many different perspectives of the media is the Marxist theory. This is a more skeptical theory which states that the media's purpose is to secure the positions of those in power and to promote their political ideologies. In this theory, media companies depend on politicians for profit and to keep their jobs, meaning that they will be more likely to share information that will benefit them. Another downfall of the media is fake news. Fake news, as the name suggests, is when false information is shared in the media. The concept of fake news has always been around, but recently, due to the rising popularity of social media, it is easier than ever to create and spread fake news. This is a real issue that goes far beyond social media. It can influence people's opinions on a specific person or organization, making them lose trust or respect for them. For example, if false information about a certain politician or presidential candidate is spread and believed by a large amount of people, it could influence people's beliefs and political ideologies, affecting major events such as presidential elections. So how can we recognize fake news? Although it can sometimes be difficult to distinguish fake from real news, there is a 5-step method to avoid being tricked by it. First, check the headline of the article. Does it include sensationalist words that are aimed at catching the reader's eye? Fake news headlines often use overly emotional language to capture an audience's interest, whether it be to make them feel sad, scared, or angry. Second, check the author and the source. Who wrote it and where is this article from? Fake news articles often don't even include a real author, as opposed to reliable news sources, who always mention who wrote the article, as well as providing a bit of background on who they are and their professional details. Checking the news organization that published the article is also a good way of checking for unreliable news. Have you ever heard of this source before? If not, it may be good to do more research on them to make sure that they are a legitimate source. Third, read the article itself and check the information and language being used. Is it grammatically correct? Does it have a lot of spelling mistakes or improper punctuation? Although this may sometimes be difficult to recognize, it is often a telltale sign that the person who has written the article isn't a professional and may not be qualified for it. The fourth step is to check the cited sources. Usually, news articles will include a list of where they have gotten their information from. Do the cited sources seem reliable? Are they from trustworthy sources? The fifth and final step is to cross-reference. This means that when you come across a news article that seems particularly shocking or dramatic and that you suspect to be fake news, check reliable sources such as the New York Times, the Washington Post, or BBC, just to name a few. If none of these news sources are talking about it, then it might not be true. Cross-referencing your information belongs to the idea of pluralism. This is a concept that states that media consumers have such a wide array of different news outlets available to them that they should be able to consult a variety of sources to check for themselves if the information is reliable. If a news article doesn't pass 2 or more of these 5 criteria, it has a high chance of being fake news. Hopefully this video helped you gain a deeper understanding on the world of politics and the media and gave you some useful tips and tricks to easily recognize fake news.